It's definitely going to be a stupid plan, but I feel like this is the most... We're actually getting the showcase, because now we get loads of decimate. We're actually getting the show... I told you this would be the game we get to showcase the Lankmark. Okay. Hello, Gomez here for the LAN Up channel again, with another weird kind of deck for you today. This one is actually involving the Shadow Isles Landmark, the Vaults of Helia, and it's with Darius. So, let's get into this. Now you're going to be thinking immediately, wait a minute, the Vaults of Helia, isn't that supposed to be played just with Anivia and nobody else but Anivia? Well, admittedly, it works really well with Anivia because you could use this and then immediately it goes into the Rekindler move that resummons her. I'm not saying that that's not, I mean, that's just the obvious choice in my opinion. That's why I decided to go down a different route with it, because to me, that Rekindler move can work with any 6-cost hero, so obviously it works really well with Anivia, but I decided to go down a Darius route with this one just because of the fact, obviously, with his overwhelm and having multiple copies of him, especially bringing him back with Harrowing. I don't know if anyone remembers that there was like a little while ago, a big part of the meta was Darrowing, so Darius with Harrowing, where they were doing that, so it's kind of a re-look at that. This deck, I will quick get into it, but I do still think that a few of these members in the 6-cost could also go into that plan, not just Nivea. She works well because of her last breath, but I do think there's other ways. But anyway, let's get to the deck. So I've called this deck the Vaults of Darius. Don't get me wrong, there's probably a far more smarter name to call it, but right now my head can't think, because I'm thinking of too many deck ideas to be thinking of funny names or better names to go with these decks. So, let's get into it. Obviously, you got your turn 1, so like you got your because you're trying to do as much damage as possible to that enemy Nexus before you're throwing Darius down so that he can level up. But obviously, you know, you got to get there. So this is going to be doing damage to enemy Nexus, as well as the fact that it's a good trade-off. Precious Pet is normally quite good just because it's a nice turn 1, but it's got fearsome, so not many things can block it. Obviously, Soldier can on the Witcher, but they're having to use that as a defensive move rather than on their attacking turn. So you're still getting a little bit of benefit. Plus, then if you wanted to trade, you could do, because that'd be a 2-2 for a 2-1, so not too bad. Apprehend, just because we got Darius in this deck, the potential of having him on the board, having a really good attack, and then being able to apprehend, stun something, rally to attack again with that overwhelm damage, it's just, it was too good to pass up on, so that's why I was like, yeah, no, throwing apprehend in this deck. Spiders, yet again, fearsome, because you've kind of got a fearsome Elise thing going on here, because that early game push for damage is the plan, trying to push into that core damage for your late game Darius move. It was the same thing that kind of worked with which it, like, you know, well, as I said before, the Darrowin before, it was an Elise, which it was a Elise Darius deck that involved doing as much damage as early game as possible, and then the late game was Darius. Well, I say the late game, I mean, normally they were throwing out him on turn 6, or they were getting their Harrowing out like really quickly because they were saving up spell mana, and that was bringing back Darius, because it doesn't matter if Darius dies. Now we're getting into the complicatedness of this deck in a minute, because there is a little bit of complicatedness, but I will get into it. Draw spell, so like to help you get that draw, yet again doing some more damage to the enemy Nexus. Draw yet again, but also with Ephemeral, just to give you just that bit of extra damage and an extra mean that could potentially cause damage for that one turn of its ephemeralness. I mean, if you can get a Grenadier on that, then it's going to be doing that damage ephemerally anyway. Right, I'm not gonna lie, this is the slot that can be changed. I just wanted a 4-cost minion and his stats were okay. While I will explain this is because, okay, once you throw down the vault, you want to be having things which are going to be trading up, because at the beginning of the turn things are dying and summoning the next thing in the chain. So I wanted this to start as early as this. Now the thing is, as you will see, there's no turn 3 in this deck. The reason why there's no turn 3 is so that these things all stay alive, in a matter of speaking, so nothing's going to kill your Elise and nothing's going to kill your Grenadier, because basically this thing only activates if there's something above it, like in terms of, so something has to be 3-cost for it to kill a 2-cost. So this guy's purely in here for the purpose of hitting my 4-cost slot, so that he would then go up, trade up to the Spider, which would then trade up to Darius, which would then trade up to the Rekindler, which would then trade up to Captain. that's the only real reason he's in there, is just in case I don't get my 5 drop to go into Darius, or I don't get, he's just a precautionary thing just in case for my vaults to work off of. So technically you can actually throw anything else into that 4 slot area. I just chose that guy because admittedly didn't really want to choose this because the problem with it is that you'd have to kill 2 things to make it. He could work, but you haven't really got too much on the allegiance front, so it didn't really make sense. Yet again, Chronicler, there wasn't many things I wanted to kill. Admittedly, you might want to put this in because it will do that little bit of damage before dying. I didn't want to put this guy in because this guy would be doing damage and you got a lot of things with 1 health, so it didn't really make sense to put the Awakener in. Crowd Favourite technically actually might be a better choice here because of the Overwhelm feature, but remember, you want this thing to be staying alive. The reason I chose this guy is because he's not too bad, and for his health stat, he's going to be staying alive, because obviously this guy does gain 1-1, but it depends on what your board state is at the time. You don't 100% want to be trading forward with him because you want him to survive, because it's at the beginning of the round that this starts, so he has to survive the round. So that's why I chose this guy as my 4th slot, because of his health stat, and because I think that he can at least maybe get a trade off before he dies with that health stat. Also, what you could have said, like the other things, so you're not really gonna hit, like there's not really, you could put Wraith Caller in, but I just really don't think you're gonna be hitting that allegiance again. So same the reason why I didn't put the other allegiance menu in. Crowd Favourite is a potential, but it depends on what your board state is, because you don't know. That's the reason why I put the Veteran in, is because you don't 100% know that, so you don't know what his stats will go to. Now then, we've got this in here. Actually works really well because of the fact that you've got Elisa, because of the fact you've got Precious Pet, because you've got the Arachnoid Horror. This actually sometimes hits the board. So he dies. So we're talking about in a dying sense. So if he dies by Vaults to make this, it summons it, which means that you're giving all your Spider allies +2. Which is actually quite good, especially like when it comes out of nowhere, your opponent's not expecting it. Otherwise, it is still an okay 5 drop, as well as the fact that if you've got Vaults, that's going to be turning into Darius at the next turn, so that's perfectly fine. So yeah, so then that goes into Darius. Darius then dies, that goes into Rekindler, which summons another Darius immediately. And then Rekindler goes into the Captain, who then puts 3 Decimates immediately into your hand. So that's where this deck is going with that, is the fact that you're just, it's value upon value upon value. It does like massively hinge on getting those Vaults out and then getting something in here, which is going to be trading up. But yeah, and then other than that, there's Ruination, which can help you deal with those aggro decks. It can help you deal with the healing decks, because obviously if they've got no ball to heal, then they can't do much with that. I did really want to put Scorched Earth, because I do think that Scorched Earth is one of the better cards that's come out. I'm not saying that all the cards the new cards aren't good. I'm just saying that it's one of the best cards that came out of the new set, because of its ability to either kill Landmark or kill person. It's a really good, one of the best cards that came out. Yes, but just to backpedal there, a lot of good cards came out. It's just one of the best, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so then Harrowing to bring everything back. Bring back multiple Dariuses. Bring back another Captain if Captain died. Rekindler, which would then bring back another Darius. There's so much value that you get off of that. And then that's how you finish your late game. So you got a bit of things in here that if you get Darius out early, can keep him on the board, potentially smash forward in early with the rally, or the late game Harrowing, bring back loads of Dariuses and cause devastation. So that is the plan of this deck. Please let me know what you think about this deck down in the comment section down below. I do love it when you guys get back to me with your comments and that, because I loved, like, the last one that we put out about the Noxian Landmark was really good times. I did enjoy every comment that we got back on that one, so thank you so much. There is also the shameless plug time: Twitch, Twitter and Instagram. I do stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays. There is currently the giveaway where we're giving away 2 of these fresh lamps which do light up. I shall very quickly show you a brief advertisement, which is how to claim the widget for your chance to win. So do not click off, or if you do want to miss it, then just skip forward about a minute. It's about a minute or so. So quickly, cue the advertisement. You know, we are in the spooky month of October, and so Gomez is doing a giveaway where he's giving away 2 of these lamps. So they do light up. Quickly, cue light up action. best. So I'm giving away 2 of these. One of them can just go to anyone who just does the giveaway thing. So I will quickly demonstrate. If you go into the bottom corner and click on the nuts, as you're watching, you're collecting nuts, and you can redeem them. You can redeem as many giveaway tickets as you want, because all those names will go into the random generator at the end. And then whoever, which it is at the end of the month, whatever name comes up, you're getting one of these lamps. And then the second one is going to be only for subscribers. So literally all you got to do is subscribe, and then if you do so, then it puts you into the pool. Yet again, it'd be a random draw just out of the subscribers to see who gets the second one of these lamps. But also, if we reach our subscriber goal, Gomez will be playing some horror games, and that's just going to be good times for all of you and terrible times for me, most likely. So have fun. This month is all about having fun, good times, Legends of Runeterra, and everything else. So thank you, and next until we speak again, which will be in moments when this advert ends. So let's quickly mention the Twitter and Instagram. I'm active on those. You might have seen these beauties. I will very quickly big face mode again for this. These pumpkins on there. There was actually on the Reddit as well that I posted on about both of these. I carved the one with the what's his face, all of the regions, and the girlfriend carved the Poro one. I will actually quickly just put the little Twitter thing up there about it, because it was a really good thing. Actually, got a lot of good fun. Anyway, enough about all that bollocks and that. As well, there is the Discord down below as well if you want to talk to me at any time during the day. I do apologise for this. I'm just giving you your options. This is what I like. I like to give you your options and whatnot, so you know what is available to you, because I want to give you as many resources, because the idea is to make a community of people who love games, love gaming, love Legends of Runeterra, all to come together and have great times together. That's the aim of the channel and everything. I do also have a personal goal of trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or 1,000 followers on Twitch by the end of the year. If I hit both of those targets, I will be massively elated, and I will have to do something to celebrate. I've got no idea what the hell I'm going to do to celebrate, but I'll work something out, something big, marvellous, and over the top for you guys. So anyway, without further ado, let's see how this deck do. Okay, so the Asol Trundle ramp. I mean, the question is whether or not they've snuck a sneaky landmark in there, the Howling Abyss. I doubt it, but you never know. Right, actually gonna get rid of you as well. You're more my late game. Question is whether or not I keep hold of you for his turn 5 Trundle. Got my turn 1, got my turn 2. Just waiting on that landmark, really. That's the plan here, because obviously we've got our 2 things that we want to be starting off the landmark chain. So now we play the wait game. Alright, so if he's got no turn 1, we immediately go into a turn, which we get 3 damage on him immediately. Admittedly, this deck has got a lot of heals, so the chance of leveling up Darius is slightly less. Does he just go for the immediate attack forward? Which kind of baits. I mean, it does mean that we can throw out. Ooh, he actually got rid of his stun. Devastating. Yeah, no, we let that damage go through. Next turn, we throw out the horror. We'll throw out the horror and then attack forward with both. He most likely defends the saboteur, but we still get 4 damage in. So that's not too bad. Because he can't use avalanche. I'm not gonna lie, with this hat I need either my glimpse, or I need I need either glimpse, or I'm gonna need a landmark. I'm gonna need one of these 2 things right now. So I'm gonna need either that draw, or I'm gonna need the I'm gonna need the landmark to be able to start off this mess I've got in hand.
I pull the strings.
Okay, so we're starting to get near to, so next turn he could potentially throw out the avalanche move. So if he's going to throw out the avalanche move, that actually works really well for Lee. So obviously this would die, but these 2 would still survive, and at least would get a bit of a buff off of this guy. So that actually slightly works out for me. Ooh. Nope, he goes for the Trundle move. Makes sense. I feel like I just attack full for everything here. I know that he's going to regenerate, but we're trying to do damage to his core for the Darius, because we know that Darius is going to be dropping in a couple of turns. We also do have the Ruination. Maybe we start keeping mana. Maybe next turn is a mana save turn, and then into Darius. If depending obviously what else gets played. Yep, so we've managed to get him past 10. So that's fine. She knew the risks. Right, if we can... I said the Landmark would be what I would love to get, because with this guy on the board right now... Actually, I guess with those, this doesn't really work, because I think I've only got 2 of these in my deck, and so there's nothing in my deck for this to change, for the thing to kill him, is what I'm trying to say. So, I mean... See, the thing of it is now... I mean, if he does have Avalanche, he does have to still get this guy past it. So, it does mean a buff on top. He most likely does have the buff, because, I mean, what, like, Troll Chant into Avalanche? Which does make me think, do I just put the Spiderling into this trade-off? Put the Spiderling into this trade-off. I feel like that's a bait for him to go into Troll Chant Avalanche. So do we just throw you for it? I think that we just got to go for the damage right now. He most likely has heals, but I feel like we just got to go for the damage attack. I really wish I had 1 more mana. If I had 1 more mana, the Apprehend move could have come out next turn with Darius. Could still drop Darius next turn. I mean, that's fine. I don't really mind his ability. Then we go into the Avalanche. See, we're to silence it first before doing damage to... Oh, no, wait. The mind change. He's not 100% sure what he wants to go for. Go on, do it. Okay, he's going for throwing something away first. So maybe trying to find like like for when my Darius does come down, having a way to deal with it. Does make sense. Immediately. Ooh. Actually got rid of an Asol for that move. I guess it's late game and he needs to be defending himself right now that he's on 9. He knows he has to defend himself. Okay. Oh, see, the problem is if it's Obliterate, the Rekindler doesn't bring him back. Do we just go for an attack forward right now? Do we just go for the instant attack forward? Because he has to defend... I'm actually just going to go for the instant attack forward here. Because that way I'm still saving mana so I can go into the Ruination move next turn. Because I feel like playing Darius, I think that actually, correction, it was only in the 1 to 3 ratio, so there's no Obliterate in there.
Ooh, you're interesting.
Maybe we should have just played Darius. Darius would have been the better turn. We're still playing this turn and then going to an Apprehend next turn. I don't mind because he's lost a bit of his ramp. He's lost his ramp, so he's not actually going to be on 8 next turn to be able to throw down his Ice Pillar, which does help me out. And then we do, as I said, we've got the Apprehend move. So we can just instantly rally, go into an attack, and then potentially go into an attack again. So, Apprehend you, and attack. Obviously, it depends on what he plays, whether or not this is going to be something else we're going to want to potentially Apprehend. It's got 7. Could still be another Eclipse. Could still throw out another Eclipse. But the thing of it is, so we could throw out the horror. Oh, oh, he got his Asol down quite well there. Well played. Okay. So throwing out the Arachnoid. Trying to work out what the better move is here. Throw out the Arachnoid.
To the stars.
Okay, so we throw you in front of this, which at least gets its damage down. So at least some damage from Darius still hits in then. I feel like that's the move. I might be wrong, but I feel like that's the move. Or do we just go for the apprehend move? Like, so do we just take this damage, go for the apprehend move, and then attack fourth with everything? And then he shouldn't be able to defend, because you'd only be able to defend with 2 of them, so he'd be able to defend with Asol and you. So he would defend Darius and would defend probably the Arachnoid, which does still mean that 7 damage still gets through, but it does mean that he has to lose his Asol there, right? And then we throw down Rekindler next turn. For sometimes you just gotta do the big bollocks moves and hope for the best, right? Sometimes you just gotta do the big bollocks moves, hope for the best. Because this means that he has to trade off his Asol with Darius. Seems legit to me. Solid. I wish that I had somebody else who I could have played. He still got played, yeah. So he still survives on 2. He loses his Asol here. We go into a Rekindler. Yeah. I feel like this is the plan. This is the plan that might work. I mean, it all depends, obviously, whether or not he can find something that can kill Darius, but I feel like we go for this. I feel like this is our best move. We're only on 2. He could have things that can heal himself, but whether or not he can heal himself enough is the question right now. That Bino's good! Oh, beating an Asol Trundle deck, I do love that. Because admittedly, that's getting very prevalent on the ladder right now.
We have done well. Noxus is proud.
Okay, so Trundle with... I'm trying to work out what... So is this the one with... so it's like the stall game that has Ledros. Ledros as its like main end game. Potentially throwing in, yet again, throwing in the Lankmark, the Howling Abyss. But, I feel... So, yeah, a bit of ramp going into Ledros is what I'm assuming this plan is here. So I mean, we've got a lot of our beginning aggro fearsome. Really want to be getting that Vault so that we can start seeing the Vault in action. Gonna go with the Elise move just because she creates somebody else. Because right, we're getting into the mana cost now where he could have Avalanche or could be thrown in Whale. I'm actually just going to go for the open attack, because if I play either of these two, they just die to the Avalanche. So I'd rather go for the open. Okay, yep, so you can no longer use that. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I could have actually played you, so I would have leveled up, at least. Do I really want to level up, or do I want more to be able to widen my board? I mean, I guess against, as I said, against the Avalanche, does it really matter? So if he goes for an attack forward, we sacrifice? No, we sacrifice this little spider, and then we throw this out so that we can then decide. We then decide where you go, and we put you all the way at the end and attack fourth of everyone. So I mean, I just want to see the Lankmark in action, okay? Is it too much to ask for to get that Darius-ness up on the Lankmark here? I mean, this will force out his healing right now. So the plan is we go for an open... Oh, there you are. We force out his attack. I mean, we could kill it. We could kill this to stop the ramp, but also, you know, aggression is aggression, so... Yeah, that's fine. Whale. Ooh, kill. So we wouldn't have been able to kill that anyway, it's fine. That is fine. We've still got him past 10 now, so actually the thing of throwing down... See, look, this is the thing. If I throw you out, we definitely see... Because he could kill so many things with Avalanche. I feel like we definitely see Avalanche if I do this move. Sod it. I really hope I top deck the Landmark, because if I top deck the Landmark, then this actually goes into a Darius anyway, which then goes into a Rekindler, which goes into, you know, it starts the train, and I think that's important. We need, I want to see my Landmark so I can be actually using it to its full effect.
The War Mother will unite us all.
Do we just throw Darius out here just as a counter to as a counter to his Trundle, and to make him... I mean, I still think that we see the Avalanche move. Oh, we don't? We don't? I mean, we just go for an immediate attack forward. This is actually far more aggression than... Yeah. Just immediately go for the attack forward and then come at me, bro. We've also got that, which is the Harrowing move, so I want to see my Landmark. It was like, do we stall the game and wait for Landmark? I mean, he's still currently dead. Oh, he's having to throw all of his frostbite in, and okay, right, yeah, that should get him past it. It gets him past it. We can use this, which at least leaves him on 1, so he doesn't get that little tiny bit of healing. Which does... Oh, imagine if we would attack forward with you. Yep, no, so we do that just to deny the heals. Also gives us some draw. Come on. I mean, not that the Landmark means anything right now, because I just killed the one who... Actually, Landmark still would mean that Darius would kill into Rekindler, so actually, Landmark would have still been good. No Landmark, though, sadly. No Landmark. But we are throwing down the Captain next turn, so I mean... The Decimates come into hand, and he needs to have his healing. Where the hell is the Landmark when you want it? You say we're in your kingdom, but Akuna Matata, I think you'll find you're in mine. Yep, that's fine. Kill him. Kill him. You think that, you know... If you kill him, the Captain just comes in for revenge, so... I mean, you say one smack will do, but I mean... One smack, I just instantly go for an open attack, and if open attack fails, Decimate will hopefully end the game. Ooh, Rekindler Trundle! Unexpected. Unexpected, but appreciated. Well played. And then heals. I mean, what we're going to do is we're just going to attack forward, and then we're going to hook the thing. So just go with this. Hook you on the end. Still got to put more in. We've still got the Decimates, and we can throw out 2 Decimates as well. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good move. That's a good move. I mean, we've still got the Decimate move, so he's still going to require a lot of healing. But to be fair, this deck probably has it. Here we go. Let's start this. Let's start the healing train, shall we? Let's see whether or not you can do it. Okay, gets past the first one. Can he get past the second? Okay, no, he's done. Can he get past the second one? How many heals do you have, sir? Lee Sin Dianna, you'll say. This is going to be a deck that I'm probably not going to be able to beat. But hopefully we get to showcase... Oh, I'm actually going to keep Ruination. The massive chance of him having Bastion and that is obvious, but... Oh, 2 Ruinations, even better. But I feel like I've got to go for the move. See, I just really want to showcase how good the Landmark is in this deck. Sadly, so I've been, just for a little background information, because I actually record a lot of matches and then obviously go off of what the best ones are. We've been recording for an hour and 10 minutes, and during all of that time, we've sadly not yet got one with the landmark. You actually get to see its full glory. Either we beat them by aggro, or we lose. Either so far it's been mostly to deep, because obviously this is a bit of a late game deck where deep can, like, especially with the atrocity, can just beat because there's no real healing in this deck. Yeah, or we just get beaten to something like deep. So sadly, I've not actually really got to showcase the the landmark, which is very upsetting. Because obviously, I want to showcase the landmark. That's the great thing about this deck. Alright. So that's already been granted. So now the fearsomeness of the situation is like less helpful. So I might as well just kill you for draw. We do still have. I could have saved the spell mana so that we could like save up for a Ruination move and whatnot. But hopefully, there's the Vault. Right, there's the Vault. We just need to start the chain right now. This is the game. This is the game, right? This is the game where we get to showcase the Vault for its true effect and get to show you magnificently in the YouTube video why this is a glorious deck. That's the plan. That's the plan. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go for the open attack here. And then we're going to go for trying to throw the retro at because when do he still hasn't made many or any Nightfall's moves right now. I should have been explaining my moves earlier. So earlier we were just going for fearsome aggro, which was forcing damage through. That was basically just explaining all those earlier moves. Now what we're doing is we're throwing this move out so we can hopefully, because the veteran is who we want to stay on the board. We want him to stay on the board so the next turn we can throw you out and then the chain will start where he will go into the spider, which will then go into Darius, which will then go into the Rekindler, which will then go into the captain. That's the plan. Although I will admit, if you actually do get your challenger, then we will get problems. Actually, she doesn't get. It's only at the beginning that she has challenger, isn't it? She doesn't actually gain it later, does she? I mean, we could actually do this trade. What could you do? Twin discipline. Right, we'll leave it. I was gonna say I could have. There's no point doing the trade-off because that's gonna die anyway. He was gonna get the heals regardless, and if he had twin disciplines, he would have killed this, which we want this to stay alive. So that it can die at the right time. It's like Harry Potter. Do you remember how Dumbledore kept Harry Potter alive so that he could die at the right time? This is what this is. He has to die at the right time so that he then kills to go into the spider, which then goes into Darius. So the problem though is that now that he's got Lee Sin, this is where the problem starts for me. Sadly, this is where the problem starts. I mean, we do have Harrowing and we do have Ruination. My main problem is Bastion. Like Bastion on Lee Sin is where my problem comes in. I mean, we're gonna pass the turn. We're gonna pass the turn. Because then this dies and goes into Darius, and we don't care if Darius dies because we got Rekindler. So we don't actually care if Darius dies. That's the weird thing about this. We don't care if he dies. Because if he dies, he dies. And then we go into Rekindler. Okay. I mean, do we just go for the Ruination move? Do we just go for the Ruination move? Is it crazy to go for the Ruination move?
Prepare yourself.
I mean, so we go for the Rekindler, which then dies to create Captain.
Return to us.
Because then he dies to create the Captain. I mean, he's so close to the level up. A big part of me feels we go for open attack, see what he does, and then into Ruination. I feel like that's going to be the plan. It might end up being a very, very stupid plan. I mean, it's definitely going to be a stupid plan, but I feel like this is the most. We're actually getting to showcase because now we get loads of decimates. We're actually getting to show. I told you this would be the game we get to showcase the landmark. Okay, I'm actually just gonna go straight in for the open attack. The reason for this is because although it would have been amazing to decimate to get his core down. Actually, do we just decimate? Do we just go for 2 decimates here? just in case, right? I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna play it safe because I don't 100% know whether or not he's got heals. Because I mean, I feel like we play it safe. I'm gonna go for the play it safe move. All right. So here's the plan. We then go from this. Hope that he uses a lot of resources. So he's going for the hush move. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Throw it in that. Power Cascade. Just get himself past 4. If he gets himself past 4, he cannot defend the Ruination with a Bastion. Yes! I mean, admittedly, this does mean that we haven't hit his core down so that we don't get the level up, but he's about to lose an unbelievable amount of his resource on that backfield. When you consider the fact how much he has, and the fact that we've got 2 Dariuses who have died coming back from our Harrow. Oh my god, yes! 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 You fool! I mean, you played my trap card! Ruination destroys every monster on the field! But then they come back. I'm going to throw Elise out as well. Just so that if he does have something else, at least we've got something to play to help. We do have another. Oh my god, we've got all the Harrys.
Fight with my spirit, not my fist.
I don't think it's going to help you in the end. Right. So he could still throw down a Lee. My question, do I just go, sorry, we're going to go for the damage because next turn we go into the Harrow. I mean, he could still have Deny. He could still have Deny. That's very important to remember. The Deny is very likely. And if he's got Deny, at least we have loads of Harrow. So we've got multiple he's got to find his other Lee. He's got to find his other Lee and buff him up. It's going to be harder for him to do that. So we accept this. We accept the fate. We throw out the Grenadier, and then we go for this move. He then throws out the Deny. We go, okay, I accept that. I accept the Deny move, and then we try it again next attack turn, and then we try it again, and hope that he just doesn't top deck all of his Denies, because he can only have 3, right? Deny. Yep. Okay. Well, I guess we wait until next time. We wait for the next one. So I mean, he's only got so many cards in hand. We've still got the Decimates. I mean, he's doing it for draw. He's now trying to draw, because obviously that's not the best time for him to use that. Because if I don't attack forward, that gets no heals. So he's trying mainly for that draw move, and also that he gets he gets one of these on his next attack turn, I guess. But he's trying to find that other Lee. We do have a Rekindler as well. I mean, we could just go directly into it. We could just go directly into the Harrowing move. The Harrowing? Sorry, the Ruination move again. We could just go for another Ruination. He's only got 3 cards in hand. So no, we will go with the slightly smarter move here, because that is the level up as well. So we know for a fact that once this hits, they're all going to be leveled up. Because if we kill more of him, that's more Dariuses going onto the Harrowing pile. Yes, and again, and again. So I mean,
Celestial power.
Fair play, fair play. So I mean, do we just kill this guy? Does this guy really matter? Actually, no. I guess he's good. There's a bit of damage which is going to go through.
Come from the dark.
Or do we just let him die? So I'm going to let him die.
Doesn't scare me.
I'm going to let him die. We have we have other means.
While you can.
He can obviously use all those now, so he's going to get another dragon. Right, now, we go for this again, right? We go for this again and hope. Because, I mean, he's only got 2 cards. He's only got... Actually, no, he's going to have 3 cards, isn't he, after this? Oh, this goes into the other captain! Oh, my God! Yes! Yes! Vault! I mean... Come on. I mean, and we've even got the Apprehend if we needed it as well. So, I mean, we tried to force out... We force out the move so we get to see this deck in its gloriousness of its full intention. Yeah, okay, right now we don't... Just at least let the move happen. Now that this deck has taken so long to work, let it happen. That's fine. So as you get to see, this deck, it does have ups and downs. I'm not gonna lie, it did lose. I'd say it was roughly about 50-50. Because there was a lot of deep, because basically the way I'm playing at the moment, a lot of deep. Deep is a perfect counter to this deck, as well as deep is a perfect counter to a lot of different decks. So, because this has got a bit of a late game kind of twist, and if they can manage to match you, especially stat-wise, with something like a Nautilus, so that you're not getting that damage in with Overwhelm, then there's not sadly anything you can do. But against most other decks, you just saw it just beat a Lee Sin deck. It beat whatever the hell else we were against, which is it can be quite nice because it's got that nice early game aggro. That was the problem. I actually won a lot of games that I didn't want to show you because I wanted to showcase the Landmark. The Landmark is what is the good thing about this deck, and that it's a different take on it. That's what, from the past deck, it's a different take on it. That's why I really wanted to showcase it. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. If you did, please hit that like button. Comment down below what you think, whether or not you think there needs to be a change to this deck. I would love to put Scorched Earth in this deck, because I think that's a lovely counter to a number of things that I came across, but I don't know which cut. I don't know what to cut for it. So please let me know what you think down in the description below. The thing down below. As I said, I do also stream on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays, so you want to come catch the action live, duel me, give me deck ideas, come in there just to call me a prick. I don't mind either way. It's all about having fun, having good times together, so please do feel free to do so if you want to. All the links down below, as well as the Discord link, so you can talk to me at any time. There's also a games night and a movie night in that Discord, so if you want to talk on chat, on widget microphone with the Gomez, then please feel free to. The options are yours. Yes, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, bye! You do it! I said don't you do it! Okay. Is there literally anything that I could draw, or that I could get from Flash of Brilliance that could save me? Save me! That doesn't save me? Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me! Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.